What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the first official ride on my WR250R. Okay, never mind, there we go, we're good. It's a beautiful morning here, it's about 32 degrees. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'm super excited to ride this thing for the first time on my commute to work. Man, this thing is like a cushion on suspension. We gotta get gas. Oh, I can go over this without worrying about anything. It's so comfy. Man. It's so light. The gas cap on these is weird. It's like, where am I gonna put this? I guess there, that works. 93, as always. Even in this thing, still gonna run 93. I can actually see everything in this tank. Oh man. Okay, it was already pretty full. We took half a gallon. Will it start back up? It was having a little rough time starting, so let's see what happens. Oh, we're good. Now it's starting to warm up a little bit. Not temperature-wise, just the bike. This thing just floats. Which, I know that's kind of the point of a dual sport, you know, you're able to, that suspension is just taking up all the bumps. But again, I'm not used to that having my Street Fighter, so. Again, the 6-speed. Super nice. The clutch needs fixed. The clutch doesn't want to release when I want it to release, and the throttle is pretty touchy. Again, this is coming from a Ducati, so you guys got to take this with a grain of salt. I'm still loving it. Now, one thing that excited me about getting this WR is that a lot of the other dual sport motorcycles make their power at the very bottom end, like all of that grunt low end torque. Well, Yamaha did something a little different with this one, made it more motocrossy, and yes, I'm going to use that term, I'm going to trademark that. It's motocrossy. This engine is very top end happy, so it likes to rev out, doesn't really make too much of its power in the mid-range or low end. You really have to rev it out to get what you want out of it, but I actually like that. As you guys know, with my other bike, I love revving stuff out to, you know, get the performance out of it. So flickable. Like if I want to avoid a pothole, boop, no problem. So easy, and it just bounces around. It's happy to do whatever you want it to do, other than go fast. And the reason I wanted a slightly newer one is they came with gold forks. I don't think there's actually any difference between the suspension of the older model WRs versus the newer ones, but the gold forks look cool. So this thing sounds louder than it should be, to be honest. It has a stock exhaust on it, but it just, I don't remember dual sports being this loud, you know. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I forgot I'm not on the Ducati, and I just took the first spot at this lane. Oh god, this might be bad. I might have to filter in. I don't have the power to be able to do this. We're gonna give it our best shot. You guys ready? Adrenaline rush of the morning. You know what? This thing actually did a great job. You kidding? But that further proves my point. You guys saw, I mean, this thing is incredible for its weight, or for its power class. There's that 6th gear, beautiful 6th gear, and we are cruising on the highway, no problem, on a freaking 250. Now, am I taking the highway the whole way to work? Hell no. But at least for this little stretch I am. I really can't wait till it gets warmer outside, because this thing is going to be an absolute blast. Till then, I am a little chilly. But other than that, we're having a great time on this first ride. As you guys know, we're going to be taking the back way, because that is the best way to get to work for me, or at least the most fun. Highway on this? No way. Give me that back road. But you figure this thing is a 249cc engine, and I was just cruising on the highway at, like, granted my speedometer's like I think 10% off, so I was probably cruising at like 67 to 68. No problem. 6th gear. I mean, I could go faster too. I just didn't want to completely wind out the bike, you know. Let's have some fun on some twisties. Not too much though. I'm on some kind of 50-50 road street tires. Well, they might be 70-30 street dirt, but regardless, I don't feel, they're not very confidence inspiring in the turns on pavement, so I'm just kind of play it safe, especially since it's my first time really riding it to work on these roads. So all these other mornings on my Ducati, I'd be whipping wheelies on this hill here, and not today. There's something nice about having a bike like this where you can just kind of relax. I mean, the Ducati is, you got to be not at 10/10 the whole time, but you have to be paying attention pretty much the entire time. But one whack of that throttle and you're doing triple digits. With this thing, one whack of the throttle, you're doing like 1 mile an hour faster than you were, if you're lucky. And I keep ragging on it. It's just for fun. I mean, I didn't buy this thing for speed, obviously. These heated gloves are game changer. I mean, ultimately, I want to put heated grips and bark busters on this thing just so all the wind is blocked and I can just heat my normal gloves, because these, you are somewhat limited in your range of motion or your articulation, however you want to say it. But by and large, I really do love these things. The seat is definitely hard. I get what people are saying about that. But the suspension is so cushy that it's just, every bump you hit, it just soaks it right up. I think that kind of makes up for a little of it, at least. This might be the slowest commute I've ever done. It doesn't mean I'm having any less fun, though, and I think that's the best part of dual sports. You don't have to be ripping at triple digits to have fun. Now, I'm going to use the term surge very lightly, but you can feel the power really surge whenever you're getting like up past that halfway mark in the RPMs. Like over, like, I'm guessing like 5 grand-ish is when you really start feeling it come in, and then by red line you're making like max power. That's the one thing I think is a miss on Yamaha's part, is they did not put an RPM gauge on this thing. I mean, it is helpful to have the time, speed, you have some trips, you have your odometer, all of that. That's very helpful. But honestly, revs would be another one that I would put on there. If it had revs, it would be, I wouldn't need anything else. I'm very, you know, very simple. I don't need anything crazy. It's just with that, it's it would be helpful to have. I think Yamaha was just going for the Motocrossy type vibe and just kind of made it simple. And I like simple, but give me an RPM gauge of some sort. Give me revs. I've just been absolutely dying to get back out on a bike again. So it's been a couple months and a lot of snow and a lot of cold weather, but I am so excited for spring to be around the corner now. Like today, at 32 degrees this morning, it'll probably be dipping in the high 20s here as we come up to this section because it's a little colder. Unfortunately, I don't have a temperature gauge either, but that's not something I expect for a dual sport to have, so I'm not too bummed about that. Alright, we're going to full throttle over this section. Here we go! So much fun. I'd say another reason that I wanted to choose one of these bikes as a second bike in particular is so I can have something I'm not worried about reliability. You know, with this thing, again, knock on wood, these things are known for just how bulletproof they are. The drivetrain, the frame, just everything on them is built to last. So knowing that I have something that I can perform oil changes in a normal interval and it'll just keep on riding along is a good feeling. Not saying the Ducati has ever let me down. It has not. The Ducati has been absolutely bulletproof as well. I just know the stigma that comes with Ducatis, and I'm hoping that never comes true with me, but on the chance that it does, don't worry, you guys. I got this thing. This is the workhorse. I just got to get a different helmet for this because I feel like riding with a street bike helmet looks kind of weird. Oh, there's the Amish kids getting dropped off. I wish I could wheelie, but this is my first ride. I've never wheelied this thing, so we're not going to try. I bet you they stand there and they're going to, oh man. See if they wave. They wanted me to like pop a wheelie. I can't do it. I'm not gonna try and freaking eat my ass on the pavement. I just got embarrassed by a bunch of Amish school children. I think he wanted me to pop a wheelie, but there's just, again, I can't. This thing, I'm not comfortable with it. Okay guys, that is the goal for the future of the channel. This summer, we're practicing wheelies on this thing, and I'm gonna get to a point where I make sure that whenever those kids go back to school, I'm there and I'm wheeling past them. That is so funny. I cannot believe. Like, they usually wave at me, but they see this thing and they're like, do a wheelie. I'm like, God, I wish I could, kids. I wish I could. I will get there. I can wheelie the Ducati decently. This thing I just need to get used to. I'm not used to having no power and needing to actually use skill to wheelie something. My Ducati, I just have brute force and the thing just pops the wheel up. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. It is, well, by the time you see it, it'll be a Friday. We always love Fridays. These mirrors are not great. They're okay. But I need like something a little further out. I can't, like, my shoulders are in the way. I think it's also because I have my winter jacket on. This thing's pretty bulky. The last stretch to work's gonna suck because it's on the highway, but try to enjoy it at least. Especially with this thing, you're so exposed. There's nothing, no wind protection whatsoever, even less than my other bike, which is saying something because that barely has anything. But like this one, I couldn't even tuck behind something if I wanted to. We'll have to find an abandoned parking lot at some point when it gets warmer to practice some wheelies. I might want to get a hydraulically actuated clutch. I know they make it for this. It's rather expensive, but it would make wheeling so much easier because this thing is very stiff. Like I said, I might just need a new cable or like lube this one up a little bit. But man, this thing is so stiff, the grab point is like different each time you let go of it. It's very weird. All of the funds from my YouTube channel are going straight into this, or the Ducati, whichever. But so if you got, the more you guys watch, the more mods I'll be installing, the more fun we're gonna have with these. So again, I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoy, because we got a lot to put on this thing, and I hope that you'll like some of the mods that I'm gonna get. I mean, I guess there's not too much that I'd like to do to this thing. Like I said, heated grip spark busters, different turn signals, different headlight, different tail light slash fender eliminator. I want an exhaust. Then with an exhaust, I think you need a power commander. Is it raining? Yeah, it's 100% raining right now. It's not supposed to rain. It's 32 degrees and I'm getting hit with sleet. This is not fun. I was wondering, I hear it like hitting off my helmet. I cannot believe that. As much as I hate this because it's so cold, we're gonna do a top speed run, guys. That's 90. I got 91. That's not bad. So more like probably 80-ish, 81. We're going uphill right now doing 80, 81, gaining. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this little commute to work on the new bike. I'm excited for this summer. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll catch you on the next one.